to A Well-Designed Business. My name is LuAnn Nigara, and I'm so glad you found this podcast. Together with my husband Vince and our partner Bill, we have grown our company WindowWorks from the ground up. So I know and I understand the challenges you face in running your interior design business. I also know that your talent alone isn't enough to ensure your success. So on this podcast, we talk about strategies and practical steps to help you grow your business. But make no mistake about it, we have our share of fun here too, mixed in with those aha moments that I love so much. This isn't fluff. Nobody has time for that. Whether you are a new interior designer or a seasoned designer, I am here to help you create and to manage the kind of interior design firm that you dream of. It's straight talk and it's action. Are you ready? Let's get started. Hi, welcome to A Well-Designed Business. It's a What Would Lou Do show. Before I share our listener question, I want to remind you that the registration for Lou University's summer session opens next week, June 11th, 2021. We have an incredible lineup with 4 new classes added to the offerings. And on this week's Power Talk Friday, I share with you the why of Lou University and how it came to be. I hope you'll tune in for that. And I'm just going to say right here, if you're not interested, if you don't want to know about Lou University, it doesn't seem like it's for you, if you don't want to know about the fantastic reviews and the real life takeaways that have been game changers for more than 300 designers already, then skip the show. It's totally cool. You do you. All right. So today's What Would Lou Do question. Dear LuAnn, I'm a podcast listener and I have been so inspired. I'm in the second life as an interior designer. My first 10 years with my small design business was a different market and a different stage of life. I spent another 10 years at the corporate level of the vendor market. Now I'm back to my roots and passion of interior design. Marketing for client acquisition seems to be my weak point. There is so much information out there. Any specific podcast or bullet point suggestions that you would give as a pinpointed direction? In advance, thanks so much for your time and all the resources that you offer. All right, so if you are a longtime listener of the show and you are one of my smart ladies or smart gents, then your first thoughts were probably just like mine. Before you can figure out how and what to do for clients and for marketing for client acquisition, we have to know who the client is, right? We talk about that all the time on the show. We have to know who we are talking to before any one of us can recommend the marketing plan that is right for attracting that client, let alone any client. So in contemplating my response to this particular listener, I began by looking at the designer's website. I wanted to get an idea of who their ideal client was so I could make some suggestions on where to find those clients as well as tips on where and how to market to them. Okay, but instead, I found the actual root of the problem. You see, my friend, I could not find anything on your website that tells me a single thing about you, either as a person, a designer, or a firm. There is no mention of your name, the area that you work and serve, the type of projects you specialize in, love to do, and no mention of what superpowers you have, and no mention of any one detail that would distinguish you from any other interior designer in the world, let alone in your area. I have to say, though, your portfolio work is gorgeous, truly beautiful, not just average beautiful either. I see a lot of websites and a lot of portfolios, and I don't give this compliment away lightly. Really, really exceptional work. So I know you have talent and chops, but rule number 1, when I look at your website, when a potential client looks at your website, if the information there is so broad that your name could be swapped out for someone else's, then sadly the website is useless, let alone if your name isn't even found there, right? Now, we need to think of our websites as the hub of our business. The largest majority of people, once they hear about you, no matter how they heard of you, will go for more info on you at the website. They want to corroborate what they were told about you, maybe what they read about you or heard about you, and they also want to learn more. You want them to come to the site and say, everything I've already learned lines up with what I'm learning here, okay? And you want them to say, and whoa, I didn't know about this. Now I really want to work with them. Now I'm really excited to reach out and get some more information, okay? The other really cool thing about a website is when you meet people casually and you sense someone has some interest, but it's not like you're there to sell them something, right? You meet at a cocktail party, you meet when you're picking up your kids, it's, at a function, or you're out at a dinner with somebody, right? You want to be able to tease them. This is what I do. This is who I do it for, but you don't want to talk their ear off. So you want to be able to confidently say, oh my goodness, you know what? Just go check out my website. You'll see all the things there, and then turn the subject back to them. So tell me more about you. Right? Because you have the confidence that your website is going to pick up that next step in the sales process for you. Their confidence that your website is going to further pique their interest in you, further their understanding of why maybe you're a better fit for them than someone else. Okay? So I want you to think about it like this. Instead of having an interior design firm, let's say you own a hair salon. Someone hears about you and they think they hear good things, so they go to your website. But now, let's just think about all the different types of potential clients that might be interested in a hair salon. Look, this is just the list off the top of my head. Someone bringing their toddler in for their first haircut. Someone bringing their teen in who's going to a prom. A man who wants an experience, the haircut, that full razor shave, beard styling, the whole, 9 yards, right? Someone who wants a specific type of hair dyeing, an ombre style or whatever it might be. A woman who wants her hair relaxed, okay? A maid of honor wanting to create a day for the bride-to-be and the other bridesmaids. A senior citizen who wants that, go-to wash and roller set, right? Someone who wants hair extensions. Someone who wants a quick, no frills, just give me a trim and let me out of here. Okay, so do you see how the website for one salon cannot be the same for another salon? Right? It seems so obvious when we talk about it in another profession, but this is the same thing for you as interior designers. You must drill down and get specific. Okay, so if we're thinking about the salon, and let's just say it was the salon owner who wrote to me and said, how do I market for client acquisition? Do you see how many questions have to be answered first? Do you see the salon owner must first decide and then second tell me just who do they want to serve? And they have to tell me how they do it differently from anyone else in the same space. The salon that does head massages during the shampoo, who offers sparkling water and coffee, who has monochrome robes and capes, is not the same salon that handles walk-ins and rotates 6 or 8 people in and out every hour or two, right? Both legit business models, both will make money, but marketing for client acquisition is dramatically different. That's why this is not a generic question. Okay, one will have copy and offerings like spend the day, get away from your pressure, your kids, your office, be pampered, breathe, relax, and emerge feeling like $1 million. Make appointment today that you will thank yourself for tomorrow. Right? For this type of salon, you will place ads in regional high-end lifestyle magazines and create specials for the country clubs in your area. You will cross-promote with local massage salons. You will go where this client is, the client who wants to trade money for pampering and an experience along with a cut and color. Okay. Now, the salon that caters to quick, no-frills services will do exactly the opposite when it comes to marketing for client acquisition. They'll say things like, come in at lunch, get a trim, and still have time for lunch before going back to work, right? They'll say limited time because of work, kids, and other commitments, no problem. We get you in and out for a stress-free experience. No appointment necessary. Walk in. We always have staff ready to serve you. And you will advertise to this population in direct mail coupon books through your local PTA. You will cross-promote with other businesses that feature and stress low cost, low frills as their calling card. right? So in your business, what do you do and who do you do it for? Your website didn't give me any clues. All right. But I do have a few suggestions for you as you asked. Okay. So the first one is in my second book, my second book. It's the second Power Talk Friday book. So in the second book, A Well-Designed Business, the Power Talk Friday Experts Volume 1, definitely read Nicole Heimer's chapter. In it, she says, pour yourself a glass of wine and get ready to uncover your brand, right? Absolutely, like pen and paper, time, space, put your energy into that chapter, okay? And I would also recommend in the third book, A Well-Designed Business, the Power Talk Friday Experts Volume 2, Amanda Berlin's chapter. She talks about the pillars of visibility, which will help you clarify how to market to your ideal client once you've identified them in reading Nicole's chapter, right? And then as far as podcast episodes, go to the podcast episodes with our Power Talk Friday experts like Nicole Heimer, Nancy Ganskaufer, Fred Burns, Adam Urbanski, and Kay Whitaker, just to get you started. And the thing is, as in most episodes, I will typically call out other episodes to listen to that come to my mind in that conversation if you're looking for more content like that one. So between the shows that I have in the show notes and the additional ones mentioned when you listen to them, you should have a pretty big queue to get through, all designed to help you really think and marinate on what your differentiator is, okay? Then we also have shows where your designer colleagues have shared their experience in niching. We have Cheryl Janis, Misty Maxey, Lisa Escobar, LuAnn Krasnow, and Albie Boabeng. There are others. Again, in these shows, you'll get other recommendations, but each of these ladies sticks out to me as someone who has staked a niche and uses it as a calling card to market for client acquisition. These are great shows for inspiration, for encouragement, right? To really lean into what your niche is, but also to get your wheels turning about what your differentiator might be, just in the way that you hear them describe how they came to their niche, okay? Then finally, I want you to, when you think about your website, think about telling me stories on your website. Tell me why that beautiful master bedroom on your website looks like a 5-star hotel, because it does. I was like, whoa, that is amazing. Why is there a fireplace in that master bedroom? Why did the client ask for that? What was important to that particular client? And what were the challenges you faced in delivering that to them? Okay? Because when I see work as beautiful as that, the only thing missing is making me feel like I was part of the process. Is the thing that's missing is letting me imagine what it was like to work with you as you created that beautiful space for that client. Sell me on it, right? Sell me on it. Tell me why. Tell me what was passionate for you about that project. How did you and your client click? How did you hit a home run for that client? Because as you're doing that, instead of just showing it to me and just saying, I design, rooms that my clients love, then when you draw me in the other way, I start to think, oh my goodness, wouldn't that be amazing? I want to work with somebody like that. The thing is, 99% of you do this, but in that moment, I'm only reading your one website. And when it all lines up, when the story lines up with the experience that I envision myself, or I never even knew I could imagine and envision an experience like that, and it lines up with the aesthetic, and it lines up with the area that you're in, and your face just speaks to me. You just you just make that instant connection, right? We say first impressions. When all of that happens, now everybody else that I look at their website, it's in comparison to yours. It's like, is it as good as yours? But you got to do that hard work first, okay? So, my What Would Lou Do listener here, my one who wrote the question today, I'm talking to you, right? Your homework is to listen to the podcast episodes that I mentioned, to read the chapters in my books, which you can get on Amazon, and you can go to luannigara.com/book. It'll bring you right to all 3 books, okay? And then I am sure once you have clarity on the parts of design that you love, how you want to deliver that and how and who you want to work with, okay? Once you figure out who you really like to work with, marketing will then become clearer and easier to do, okay? So I am wishing you all the best. I have to say, it would be a huge sin for your particular talent not to be out there in the world. I really, really hope that you take this to heart. And it's not a minute, right? It could be a day. It could be a weekend. It could be a day, a week, for a month. But do the work of really digging deep and answering these questions for yourself. Do the work and answer the questions in the chapters and in the podcast episodes. You will emerge with what your, like we say, Fred Burns only is. I promise. Okay. So I hope that was helpful. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you have a question for me, send it to LuAnnNigara.com/what would Lou do? That's not right. Let's try it again. LuAnnNigara.com/WWLD. That's the right one. Okay. And I'll be happy to see if I can help you out too. Alrighty. I hope you have a great day. Decide to be excellent. Thank you so much for joining me again today. This podcast is a production of WindowWorks, your resource for custom window treatments and awnings. To learn how we can help you on your next interior design project, go to www.windowworks-nj.com. And if you're interested in working with me on your business, either through masterminds or one-on-one coaching, or you want to know how to get my book, The Making of a Well-Designed Business, or you just want to know what's going on in the podcast land and where I'm going to be, all of that is found at LuAnnNigara.com. Thank you so much. Have an excellent day.